Hi everybody, this is your girl, the Vixen Journalist. I just wanted to take a moment just to check in with you all and make some recommendations. As you can see by the title of this video is going to be all about just some hygiene tips to keep you all fresh and safe. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about topical things that you'll use on your skin, and then my next video that you can look forward to will be about things that I use internally to keep myself fresh. So ladies, I'm sure you're coming back because you have questions about hygiene or just maybe want to know what other women are using, and I'm a great person to ask because I am a person who used to be certified in holistic skincare. So I believe in not using things that are on the Prop 65 California list, keeping things with minerals, mineral oil, parabens, things of that nature off your skin. I'm the type of person to go ahead and make my own remedies. People call me to treat them for various different conditions of the skin because I have a background in massage therapy. I've dealt with skin pathology and studied massage therapy for a year in school. I did take continuing ed and I had my own practice for 11 years. So I'm a great person to ask about skin pathology and skin care. So with that said, if you're joining me for the first time, thank you for coming to my channel, and I hope you find this content valuable and you continue to watch because I always do try to offer value and give my honest opinion. None of my videos are sponsored at this time, so if they do become sponsored, I will let you know, but I always believe in giving honest feedback regardless of what the case may be. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I'm very honored and humbled that you're returning. I do strive to give you the best content, so I'm hoping that I'm doing that. If you have any thoughts or things that are working for you, please share what you're using below. Definitely engage with me in my comment section. I love to hear what other ladies are doing. I learned quite a bit from my feminine community, from my sisters, so please do feel free to offer any of that input below. All right, we can all learn from each other here. So next, I do want to say, if you're joining me, I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that this finds you safe in this holiday season, that you are staying warm and just taking care of yourselves. We on the East Coast have quite a bad bit of weather, so I definitely do suggest, of course, that you just do the necessary things to prepare for storms. Like, make sure your phone is charged, make sure you have a backup charger, make sure you have an extra blanket in the car, extra water in case you get stuck. If you have kitty litter, bring that. People use that in case their cars stall out. I do have a little compact shovel that I use, so just little things like that are going to be helpful to keep you all safe and hopefully not being stuck or stranded anywhere in this crazy weather. Definitely be sure to salt your path and watch where you're walking so that you can stay safe and avoid any slips and falls. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, I always like to check in with you guys. I do want to go ahead and tell you two things. So number one, internal health is very important. Okay, cleansing, fasting, detoxing, all those things, drinking a ton of water, making sure that your skin is hydrated, you're hydrating your cells of your body. So hygiene is bigger than, of course, just what you put on your skin. I'm sure we've all figured that out. It's super important to do those things because it helps you kind of cleanse the cells, and then the cells cleanse the lymph, and the lymph eventually comes out through perspiration or through secretions through your bowels and things like that. So very important to move things through your body. Okay, there are things that you can be eating that may be affecting your body. They may be causing more odor than usual, so those are things that you may want to minimize. Things like onions do tend to cause strong odors, garlic, obviously, things like broccoli, certain fish, things with omegas, they tend to hold odors and they do tend to come out of your skin. They'll also come out of your pores, and you'll find maybe that you have a little bit of a different odor. So of course, this is not medical advice, so you definitely want to go seek a professional if you're feeling like you need to do that. Of course, I'm sure you all know your body, so if you think you need to see someone about your pH or possibly an STI, sexually transmitted infection, definitely do take those measures to do that. Okay, so anyhow, all that said, we're going to move on to two of my favorite go-tos for feminine hygiene. Okay, so the first thing is cleansing. Okay, now we have a lot of people that say oh, I don't like to use soap. down there. Honestly, I don't know how people don't use a cleanser. I think it's all in how you use the cleanser. Are you putting it on the inside of your body? Are you just cleansing around the outer parts of your body? There's a difference. Certain soaps can cause a bacterial infection because they'll throw off your pH. So you want to be careful not to put soap inside of your body. I never would suggest that. And if your body is healthy enough and if you're cleansing enough, any odors that you have usually do kind of just wash away with a little soap and water. So you really don't have a need to do that. And of course, this is not speaking about like douches. You know, there are some women who do believe in douching and things like that. So, you know, to each his or her own. I did go ahead and try something new just because I'm like, you know what, let me try something different. This is called Queen V. And this is basically an intimate wash that's supposed to be pH friendly. So it doesn't, you know, make any claims to alter the pH, but it's supposed to be conducive. I'm not sure what the pH level is on this, so that would be something to look into. The pH scale, of course, would help us determine how acidic and how alkaline that this is. And for those of you who don't know, we're going to call her the V. The V is very acidic. Okay, it's acidic because it is supposed to be able to maintain a certain balance to help keep all the tissues healthy and ward away certain bacteria. It's like a self-cleaning oven, as you may have heard before, and so it does a lot of its own cleaning from within on its own by moving secretions, moving fluids through the body's systems. So this right here is supposed to have a lemongrass extract, and it does state that it has artificial colors. It has no artificial colors and no parabens. Okay, so parabens obviously are bad for the skin. I do have a background in holistic skincare, so I'm a big advocate of staying away from things that contain mineral oil, parabens, silicones, and also things like petroleum jelly, which is basically a derivative of mineral oil or crude oil, because those things have been known and shown to be potentially cancer causing, and they clog the pores. So I would say that anything without that is my friend. As far as this here, it basically says maintain your V, so fresh, so queen. And I did go ahead and look at some reviews before I purchased it. It was on sale, so I figured, why not? I'm a junkie for products. And offhand, by smelling it, I'd say it smells very light. It smells a lot softer than Summer's Eve. It doesn't smell as synthetic as Summer's Eve does. It smells very fresh. It smells kind of floral. It's very light. So if you're sensitive to smells and fragrances, this would probably be a good pick. And I'd say that a little bit of this goes a long way. I've been able to have the luxury, and I'm sorry, I just have to look away for a second here. Good. So I'd say I have the luxury of being able to try this and just taking a little teeny bit, like maybe a dime size amount on my hand. You can put it on your wash rag and you can go ahead and wash those intimate areas. Again, you know, putting soap inside, not recommended. Please don't say that the Vixen journalist told you to do that. I did not tell you to do that. Okay, we know better, because that can throw your pH off potentially, and pH is very important down there. So yeah, don't do that. Now, yeah, this is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's a very, you know, small bottle. That's my only qualm about it, is that it is a smaller bottle. Here's my hand next to it, and I have very teeny hands. So yeah, it's not that big. And I was a little disappointed about that because it's so good. It's so creamy, it's so moisturizing. It doesn't seem to dry my skin. It gives you a nice fresh wash, nice deep clean wash. And usually you can just wash one time and you'll be fine. Okay, just one wash, that's it. Front, back, done. Okay. And then of course I use another soap for my body, and we'll talk about that in another review. But as far as what I do once I go ahead and dry off, pat dry, I do use something else called Lumi. I'm sure you've all heard about Lumi, and it comes in different scents, different types. You have the deodorants, which are solids. You have the other deodorants, which are creams, and they come in tubes. So thus far I've tried both. Do I love Lumi? Yes, I do. I absolutely love Lumi. Lumi is a game changer. Like, I don't know how people go every day without it, and you know, I don't know how I've made it thus far without it. I think I did go ahead and do a lot of upkeep to go ahead and maintain myself without it, because I was always a very active woman, always in the gym, working out. So I always made sure that in order to stay fresh and clean, I was just basically eating the right things, drinking a lot of water, everything that, you know, you do normally. But with Lumi, I have to say, it does make it a little easier for people who perspire or who do perspire in intimate areas. It does make it a lot easier on you to go ahead and kind of stay fresh and dry. Now, this is not an antiperspirant, so it does allow you to sweat, which is actually very good for your body systems. You do want to sweat. I mean, you don't want to get to the point where your body's clogged up. So sweating is actually a normal process, and it's encouraged for detoxification, okay? So it does not offer those properties. And some people have complained that unfortunately, you know, they have still perspired, so they don't like using this under their underarms. But Lumi can be used all over the body. You can use it on your feet if your feet sweat. You can, like, in between your toes. You can take a little bit and put it on your underarms. I mean, anywhere that you sweat, under your breast. So wherever, you know, that you perspire. Um, let's see. So this one in particular is unscented, and it is like aluminum free. Basically, it's just like made from oleic acid, which comes from almonds. It's a derivative. It was created by a gynecologist who felt like, you know, this would help some of her patients. And it says here, whole body deodorant, pits, feet, privates. Straightforward. A little bit goes a long way. You really need like a dime size amount. You can rub it on your fingers and put it in intimate areas, and you're good. You should be able to go like the whole day into the next day, like whatever if you're backpacking, if you're working out, whatever. I have not been able to make it to the 72 hours that it claims. I just personally have to shower every day. So I can't say that I can attest to that, but I can say that I've made it pretty far through my day without the need of a second shower, which is great. So yeah, these two right here, game changers. Solid stick, and then of course we have our clean V. So I hope these two are useful to you. Honestly, those are the only two things I need. As far as Lumi, I have tried some new flavors, flavors. I've tried some new fragrances, and they are really good. I've tried like the vanilla. I've tried warmed vanilla. Those are my go-tos because they kind of go with everything. I've also tried lavender. I've tried unscented. I think those are the only ones I really seem to have tried. Only because I don't really get into like fragrances that smell like food in my intimate areas. So I wanted something that was natural and kind of went with some of the fragrances that I tend to use all over my body as well. So vanilla is kind of like a good go-to. It's not very strong. You just put it on, it's very creamy, it doesn't dry you out, and you'll love it, I guarantee. It's something I definitely stand behind. It's definitely worth the price point. I'd say 110%. You should absolutely consider purchasing if you're thinking about it. You'll thank me. Let me know if you tried it. Let me know if you tried anything else like Lumi, or if you have any other intimate washes that you've tried. Definitely want to hear all about those. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another update of some things that I take internally to maintain my wellness and my, you know, fresh smelling hygiene and what have you. So I look forward to that video, and it'll be listed probably as a part 2. All right, guys, see you later. Take good care. Thanks for watching.